Hey guys, it's your girl Nosh. I wanted to do a quick video on this Saturn retrograde that we're having because I know everybody is curious about it and what's going to happen. So just wanted to help you guys out. So just quick explanation. I'm going to try to simplify it as possible so we can get through it. So as we know, Saturn is retrograding in Aries from today, July 26th, till December 10th, 2026. So that's the time periods from today, July 26th, till December 10th of 2026. Saturn is going to be retrograding in Aries. In simple terms, Saturn here is saying slow down, review your choices, strengthen your boundaries, and rebuild the area of life where you've been rushing or acting without a solid plan. So this is where we have to hone in on what Saturn is really teaching us. And like I said, I'm going to quickly try to get into every house that it's going to affect. So this way you have an idea. So using your rising sign to find which house Aries rules in your chart. Okay, so you got to use your rising sign. From there, locate where Aries is, right? And then from there, you'll notice how it's going to affect you going forward. So we're going to go through the houses right now, okay? So the first house is about identity. So if you have Aries in the first house, this is how Saturn is going to affect you. You have to review who you are becoming, okay? You gotta think about who you're becoming. Stop shrinking yourself and don't rush your transformation. Because this is about identity. Saturn is going to affect your identity. And when I say affect, I'm not saying in a negative term. It's going to help you shape it. So who you really are and who you really are becoming is going to start to shine. Okay? This is why we tell people during this time period that if you want to create something, you want to put more videos out on TikTok, you need to be seen right now. Okay? So do what you can to be seen in the way you want to be seen. And I really got to say it again. Stop shrinking yourself. Just because other people think a certain way about you, it doesn't mean that's how you are. What you are is what you think about yourself, okay? So second house would be money and self-worth, right? So here you have to review spending. Because remember, Saturn is all, because you're going to hear me say review again and again, because Saturn is helping you review what's going on in this area. And what's a review? Going over. Going over so you can strengthen it, you can fix it. When we do reviews in school, right? When we used to have a test and we used to do reviews. Reviews were basically to remind us that this is what's on the test. This is the answer. Make sure to get the answer correct on the test, okay? And a review also helps you understand what's coming up for you, okay? And you're ready to fight it. You're ready to show up for it. So second house is about money and self-worth. Review your spending habits, your income, your confidence, and what you believe you deserve. So if you are working somewhere and you feel like you're not deserving, a certain pay rate, a certain respect, certain accolades, you know what I mean? Not accolades, accolades. If you're not receiving that, you need to make a decision on should you stay here or should you find a better opportunity. This is all about what you deserve. Okay, this is very, very interesting. If you deserve better, then this is your time to go reach it. Okay? Third house, communication, my favorite. My favorite one. Very important, though. Think before you speak. You know those people that take a pause before they continue a sentence? I love those people because you know what those people are doing? They're thinking before they're speaking. A lot of people don't do that. So if you have your third house in Aries, or if Saturn sits in your third house, right? You need to think before you speak, okay? Strengthen your voice. Please strengthen your voice. And stop over explaining yourself. You're going to come to a point in life where you're going to understand that some people just don't get you. They don't get it. Everything that you've been trying to explain, everything you've been trying to help them understand about you, some people are just not going to understand. And that has nothing to do with you. That's on them. So please, you don't need to explain yourself to everybody or anyone, actually. If you're at a certain age where you're just living happily and you're doing what you want to do and you're not hurting anybody, you're not hurting yourself, there's no reason to explain to someone why you're doing it. Okay? So, like, if you want to go to the gym, you want to join a group, you don't have to explain to anyone why you want to do this. If it makes you happy, go for it. 4th house, family and home. Review your family patterns, your living situation, and most importantly, what truly makes you feel safe. Are you safe where you are? Are you safe among the family members that you live with? Are you safe with that spouse? And safety is not only about body autonomy safety, it's the intimate safety as well too. Like, do you feel space? Do you feel space? Do you have the space to be yourself? Can you be safe to be yourself? I feel like this is going to hit a lot of people because a lot of people have been living with people that are not safe for their nervous systems. If you're constantly living with people that are toxic and negative, and you're a positive person and you're an ambitious person, you're an optimistic person, it's going to hurt you. Because whenever you have an idea and you want to, make this idea happen, you want to create this idea, you want to put action into this idea, and you go to one of your family members and they tell you, oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, that's stupid. That's not a safe environment for you to be discussing your creative endeavors and your creative ideas. So are you safe where you are? That's not only are you safe physically, are you mentally safe? Is your soul safe? Is your nervous system safe? I will really encourage people to find people and groups that make your nervous system feel safe, or activities that make your nervous system feel safe. We have a lot of people walking around with nervous systems that are on flight or fight mode. That's why most of us are stressing. Once we figure out that a regulated nervous system leads to a happy life, things will change in this world. Okay? Another video for another time, though. 5th house, love and creativity. Romance, joy, talents, and creative projects. This is where this department is. You got to start taking them seriously. So if you're in the market to date, you got to start taking it seriously. If you really want to be with someone, you want to, experience romance, you got to take it seriously. Okay? Be happy. Take being happy seriously. Find things that make you happy. Your talents. Take your talents seriously. Stop hiding your gifts. This is the moment where Saturn is literally telling you, please stop hiding your gifts. Your gifts can help the world. Your gifts can actually help you find joy. See how this is tying in together? Stop hiding it. So if you know how to sing, you know how to sew, you know how to, I don't know, anything that's a gift for you that makes you separate from other people, show it. Don't show it off. Difference between show it off and show it. Let people know that this is what you can do. There might be someone who needs your help, or there might be someone who may be inspired by you. 6th house, health and routines. Fix unhealthy habits during this time period. So if this is a time period where you have Saturn in your 6th house, or you have Saturn ruling your 6th house, right? Start fixing your unhealthy habits. The way you eat, the way you take care of yourself. If you need to start going to the gym again, start going to the gym. You need to start running. You need to start, stop snacking before bed. Eating those chips, eating all that salt, that sodium. Just stop. It's unhealthy for you. Put yourself on the journey where you are taking care of your body. There's 3 things you need to take care of in life in order to succeed: your body, your soul, and your mind. When these things are healthy, you will see different results, okay? Different results. Improve your schedule. I feel like this is talking to the lazy people and the people that are late. Listen, whatever your reasons, I totally understand. I'm not here to argue with you about them, but just improve your time management. Improve your schedule. Time management, okay? So if you are someone who works all day and then you come home and you just sit in front of your TV and not do anything, stop wasting your life away. Regulate your nervous system. Just go for a run, go for a walk. Move. Sometimes movement helps get out of stagnant phases, okay? And create routines you can maintain. I love this. Sometimes a routine isn't a bad thing. That's coming from me as a Sagittarius. Routine is not a bad thing. You could be free. Absolutely. Just like I said, I'm a Sagittarius. Trust me, I know all about freedom. Sometimes routine can help regulate your nervous system. You see how I keep going back to the nervous system, guys? It's very important. So create routines that help you maintain that. 7th house, relationships. Relationships here must prove they are mature, balanced, and consistent. Review your standards. If you look around and you keep dating the same person over and over, right? Different face, but different habits. Different body, but same soul. Different person, but same dating habits, right? You need to raise your standards. You need to change your standards. Review your standards, okay? Go over what you really like. What are you attracting? What do you like to attract? Because here, especially with Saturn sitting here for you, most of you may notice that you did not find a relationship or find love till later on in life. So if you do have this and you're young right now, like you're a teenager, you're in your 20s, you're in your early 30s, just remember, if you're single and if a relationship is not working out right now for you, it's because Saturn is teaching you about maturity, balance, and consistency. And honestly, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you do have a Saturn in your 7th house, or you have like Aquarius in your 7th house, Capricorn in your 7th house, you will notice that you find love later on in life. Later on, like when you're more mature. So when you mature and you balance yourself and you become more consistent with yourself, you'll notice love will come around. Before that, it might be like an in and out thing. You're going to be dating, but no one's going to be really serious. No dates are going to be serious. No relationships are going to be serious till maturity and balance and consistency are in the mix. So that's why I'm telling you, some of you may find yourself looking at yourself like, well, I've been single for so long. Look at your chart. Where is the Saturn in your chart? Is it in the 7th house? Because Saturn wants to make sure that you get the person you deserve. But you also have to be deserving of that. Okay? So you have to get to a place where you are meeting the maturity as well. You're meeting the consistency as well. Because Saturn or the universe is not going to give you someone who's mature, balanced, and consistent if you're not. So this is a time period for you to bring yourself to that point, and then you actually can see relationships start to flourish in your life, okay? This is really good because a lot of times people wonder. I had a client who said to me, I've been single all my life. No relationship. No, she's been single. So no dates really work out for me. I talk to people, but it never really goes nowhere. And she was like in her mid-20s at that time. And she had Capricorn in her 7th house. And I told her, I said, well, your ruler of 7th house is Saturn. She's like, okay. I said, Saturn is about discipline. Saturn is about maturity. Saturn is about balance. Saturn is about routine. Makes sense now. So once you find someone, when you are projecting this as well too, you will find your match basically. And then 10 years later, when she was in her mid-30s, she came back to me and she said, oh my God, I finally found someone. And it's funny because when I started taking love and loving myself more seriously, this person showed up. And I said, well, there you go. So maturity has no age limit. It just depends on when you become a mature individual. But I would definitely say if you're in your early 20s, I would be a little careful with who I'm dating at that time, because that person may not be the one that you're going to end up with. So just be careful, because you don't want to get stuck in a cyclical cycle of being with someone where the expiration date was like 2 weeks after you started dating, and you just fail to see that and you continue the relationship. Most of us have been in situations like that, especially at that age. So just be careful of that. So if there's something I can say to my young people out there, don't put your eggs in one basket, okay? Don't think that this is it. This is it. There's no one else for me, especially if you have Saturn in your 7th house, because trust me, the universe wants to see when you're mature and balanced and consistent. That's when a real relationship will work for you, okay? Sorry, I spent too much time there. 8th house, intimacy and share intimacy. Intimacy. What's your name? My name is Intimacy. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just messing around here. 8th house, intimacy and shared money. Review trust, emotional bonds, debts, shared finances, and who has access to your energy. Energy is currency. What's more important and valuable than money? Energy. All right? So please be careful with this. This is the time period for you to review your circle. Who are you putting money in with? Who is holding on to your money? This could also go for the banks that you have your money in. Do you trust those banks? Do you trust those investments? Shared money is about investing something with someone. If you're in a business, please review your business partner. Is this the right place for you to be putting your money into with this person? Or is this the right person for you to be putting your money in with? Okay? And that whole part about review who has access to your energy, because some people might just be draining you and you don't even see it. Or you ever hang out with someone all day and then afterwards you find yourself so drained? Yeah, you need to review that person. Is it really worth you being drained all the time? You know what I mean? So energy is very important, guys. Energy is currency. Next up, we have 9th house, beliefs and spirituality. Question your old beliefs and decide what it is that's genuinely true for you. Live by your own wisdom. Stop listening to people. This is for my people who are drifting away from the church organizations, drifting away from any religious organization, because you're seeing the hypocrisy in the organizations, or you're seeing the hypocrisy within the teachings. You have to understand, guys, I'm going to take a little bit of time in this one, because this is 9th house, Sagittarius, right? No, I'm a 9th house. I'm Sagittarius. So take a seat, relax here, okay, for a second. We're gonna sit here for a second. A lot of times, people will use God and tell you that what you're doing is wrong. Let's just unfold on a very, very interesting topic here. Being gay, okay? A lot of you may turn away from my show right now. You may turn away from it, but I'm sorry. We have to talk about this. We don't talk about this enough. Because someone is gay does not mean that they're going to go to hell. There is nothing wrong with it. Okay, and I will say it. I don't care what anybody else has to say about it. You know why? Because I am tired of people using God in this sentence or in this situation. Because my question at the end of the day is, if God is almighty and all-seeing and all-knowing, then he knew this person was going to turn out this way. Okay? Just like God knew that I was going to turn out straight, or that I was going to be born a person who likes males, right? I'm a female. I like male. Now, to some people, they're going to be like, oh, but that's normal. Yes, it's normal. It is. But what is normal anymore? If you have someone who likes someone, why can't we just leave it at that? Why does it have to be a gender thing? And then we use God behind it. Well, God said you can't do this. God said you can't. Listen. That is a situation and a journey between that person and God. Okay? Plain and simple. That's between that gay person and God. It's between them. No one else has the right to say anything, meaning no one has the right to judge. If Michael likes John and Samantha is a church-going person and Samantha goes over and says, well, Michael, you can't like John because John is a boy and God says you can't like boys. Samantha needs to mind her fucking business. Okay? Samantha needs to go back into her house and bake her little brownies and raise her 3 kids with her husband, just like she feels is deemed fit for her. Maybe Michael doesn't live that type of life. Maybe Michael doesn't want to live that type of life. Maybe Michael wants to have kids with John. Maybe Michael and John just want to adopt kids and have their own family. It's fine. They can do that. Because you know what? God has given everybody the right, the free will. I think that's what people forget. The free will to do what they want. And if God is not coming down and smacking Michael for that, then who are you to do that? Huh, Samantha? Huh, Samantha? Why does it put fire in your loins? Whose loins Michael is trying to get into? Okay? Is that simple enough for everybody? I know it sounds a little unorthodox for me to be talking about this, but I'm just so sick of it. Leave the gay people alone. Leave them alone. Let them like whoever they want to like. As long as they're not hurting anyone, they're not hurting themselves. That's my plain rule. That's my rule in life. If you're not hurting me, you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting anyone, do what you need to do. Continue. You want to dance under the moon naked? Are you hurting anyone? Are you hurting any animals? No? Go ahead. Dance under the moon naked. I'll just look away. I'll just look away. Sometimes we really, really have to stop living in these linear boxes that people from before our generation have built for us. There's a reason why generations come in and generations happen, so the cycles can be broken. Okay? Another thing. The gay one was a really, really good one. Here's another one. You grow up in a household where they teach you that the man is supposed to beat the woman every single day because that's the man's job. Okay? You grow up. You're like, oh, no, fuck that. I'm not growing up in a house like that. I'm going to marry a man that's not going to beat me. I'm going to make sure he's a good man. I'm going to make sure that he's not a violent man. You know what you're doing? You're changing the belief system in your house. Okay? That is the belief system you're changing. So we're not only talking about belief systems as what you believe as to be God and not to be God, what you believe as in religion. It's also the belief system that you've been raised with. Okay? So in your household, your father comes home from work and he sits down on the couch and he orders your mom around to get her a glass of water or to cook. Right? And your mom's also been working all day. When you grow up, make sure you change your belief on that. That 2 parents both do 50-50. Okay? We don't live in a society anymore where the man works and the woman just sits home. The woman has a choice now whether she wants to sit home or not. She can work if she wants to. But if she's working, right? She's working all day and the man's working all day. They both need to come home and basically divide what they're going to do. Who's going to make dinner? Who's going to do the dishes? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you don't work all day, you're home all day with the kids. Even if you're home all day with the kids, that's a job, bro. Do you know how hard it is to deal with kids all day? As someone who works with children all day, middle schoolers on top of it. Okay, I feel like I had my seasons where I worked with the infants. I worked with the toddlers. I worked with the elementary. Now I'm working with middle schoolers / soon I'm going to be working with teenagers. Actually, I'm working with teenagers right now during the summer. Oh, my God. Oh, God, give me the patience. Oh, my God. It is a full-time job for a mother to be a mother. A mother does not stop mothering at 5 o'clock like when she clocks out of work. Me, when I clock out of work, I stop. I don't have to deal with kids. I can go home to my non-kid home, right? My non-kid life. I can go to it. But from 8 o'clock in the morning to whatever time I work till, I have kids in my life. but I clock out. A mother cannot clock out. So if you are the type of individual, like I grew up in a household where I saw my mother work and take care of kids. Then she stopped working and she was taking care of kids full time. Because of what I saw my mom go through and how my dad handled that situation and how he was no help. Let's not just say that out loud. I'll say it out loud anyways. My dad was no help when it came to raising the kids with my mom. He would work and he would come home and he would do nothing. My mom took the responsibility of dropping us at school, picking us up, making lunches, making us dinner. And she just had such a miserable life because there was no help. She had to do everything. She had to do the laundry. She had to take care of us. And here there's 4 girls just crying and screaming and constantly wanting mom's attention. And dad would have nothing to do with it. Dad would not take us out over the weekend. Mom would take us out, And at some point, mom got tired. We stopped going out. We would just stay home and do nothing. So I grew up thinking that it would be best for me to just have one child with a man that is helpful and compassionate toward children. Because unfortunately, my father wasn't. Okay? So this is the belief that I grew up with, that that's what men do. Men don't get involved with children. Men just work. Men work and that's it. Women take care of the kids. Women take care of the kids. Women work. Women make the food. Women cook. Women's job is to be in the kitchen and making babies. So I grew up with the mentality that fuck that. I am not having children. I am going to be independent. That's a belief system that I installed in myself, right? Now that I'm older, I see that it's not all about that. You can have children. You can get married. You can be independent as long as you have the right partner. Okay? So what I learned, my belief changed, that it's not necessarily you have to be single all your life. It's just that you have to find the right partner. Someone who shares the same belief system as you. Okay? It's a system. Everything is a system, okay? So that's what this Saturn in retrograde, especially in the 9th house, is going to teach you, that everything that you were taught growing up is actually not really fitting for you. And if it's not, change it. What do you believe in? What do you genuinely believe in? And live from that. Okay? Find your own wisdom. That's what that meant. Find your own wisdom. Don't live by other people's experiences. Don't go by what other people are telling you to live like. Live like who you want to live like. As long as you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting someone else, and you're not hurting anything, any animals, children, etc. Live. But live with your own wisdom. Without, what is that term I want to use? Without riding the coattail of someone else's wisdom. And if you're elderly parents right now listening to my show right now, if you're listening to this, stop telling your kids what they should and should not do, especially if they're older. If you have a child that's 50 years old, step back. Let your child handle it. They're old enough. I know in your eyes they're still your children, but let them make the mistakes that they need to make in order to become the adults that they need to become. And this goes for my younger parents too. Like if you're 30, 40 years old and you have a teenager, let your teenager make the mistakes, because that's the only way they're going to learn. They're not going to learn by you telling them, oh, I did this and this happened. Maybe if they do it, it might turn out different for them. So this goes both ways. Okay? So I hope I touch this very, very clearly on where that belief and that wisdom needs to come in. Okay? Like I told you guys, I love religion and spirituality. I love this 9th house because I am the 9th house itself. All right, moving on. 10th house, career and reputation. Review your career direction, leadership goals, and the legacy you are building. What are you building? Who are you building it for? Review it. Is the foundation strong? All right, Saturn is the inspector. I love using Saturn as the inspector. Saturn is the inspector. Saturn's like, no, this is not gonna pass code 4 or whatever code 4 is. I literally see Saturn with a hard hat on, a clipboard in their hand, that yellow, that yellow jacket, that safety jacket on, Saturn is the safety inspector, okay? For you guys in the 10th house, if you have Saturn in the 10th house, Saturn is the safety instructor, or the safety inspector. Sorry, instructor. A safety inspector that's coming in and checking your foundation like, okay, is this good? All right, you good, we can pass. This can flourish. If it's not good, that foundation is not strong, it's not going to flourish, Saturn will destroy it. Especially in Aries, we'll destroy it fast. That actually goes for every other sign too. That actually goes for every other house as well too, because Aries is very quick. Aries don't play. Aries is spitfire. It's like lightning strike. Oh, no, this is not working. Got to get rid of it. Why do you think Aries move on so fast? When something doesn't work, they're out. Sagittarius, Aries, and Leos have one thing in common. Since we're fire signs, we don't linger around. When we're done, we're done. Okay? So if you don't want something to fall apart, then build it strong. Okay? 11th house, friends and future dreams. Review your friendships, your community, your long-term plans. Notice who truly supports your growth. This is really good for you guys who are, especially like you're starting your business. You know, you have this dream that you want to create. Get away from people who don't support you because they're only going to bring you down. Okay? Friendships. Is that friend truly there for you, or is that a frenemy? This is where you're going to review that. If you've been telling your friends your dreams and they keep putting you down, maybe you need a new friend group, okay? But if you have a friend group that is actually more supportive than your own family, you know, looks out for you, protects you, makes you feel heard, makes your nervous system feel safe, then you're good. You're good. But if you're not, even if it's one person in your circle, get rid of them. Okay? So here the importance is friendship and bonds. Aquarius loves bonding. Are you bonding with the right person? Are you around the right people who help you flourish instead of draining you? Last but not least, the 12th house. Healing and endings. Healing and endings. This is where healing really needs to come in. So if you are healing from a sickness, if you're healing from an energy, oh my God, who am I? If you're healing from an injury, please take the time to rest right now, because this is where it's either going to get worse or it's going to get better, depending on how you take care of yourself. Okay? Healing emotionally. Take time, sit down with yourself, sit down with your feelings, and really go over what you're feeling. That breakup that you had, this is the time period for you to get over it, because Saturn is going to put you in check for it. Like, why are you still crying over that boy that used to beat you? Why are you still crying over that girl that cheated on you? Why are you still crying over that husband that never put in an effort to make this marriage work? You really crying over that? Why are you crying over that? Look what it did to you. Look who it made you become. That's where healing starts, when you start asking yourself questions like, what am I feeling? Why did I get triggered? Why did that hurt me so bad? Why isn't my nervous system feeling safe right now? I should just label this video Saturn Retrograde, aka nervous system safety. But anyways, this major, in order to heal, your nervous system has to feel safe, guys. It all just kind of comes back full circle. Starts within, and then it comes out. So when you start feeling safe with the situation and you start healing about it, the healing actually starts to take place. Saying I'm healing and actually healing yourself are two different things, okay? Release old burdens. Release the old way you used to think. Because if you're not, it's only going to get worse for you, okay? So if you used to think that this is how you should be treated, whether it's producing positive goals or producing negative results, you need to fix that. If you sat there and you criticized yourself over and over, change it into constructive criticism. Like, I know I've been working hard, but I know I can do a little bit better in this area. Not, I've been working hard and I'm not seeing anything because I suck. Please stop talking to yourself like that. Please. That's why your nervous system is feeling the way it is. Face hidden fears. Right now is the best opportunity for you to leave that relationship that you are so fearful to leave. If not, you're going to get stuck and it's going to get worse. Okay? If you're living somewhere and you're scared to move out because you feel like you'll never find somewhere, or I don't know, something will happen, whatever, get over that fear. If you've never been on a zip line, go on a zip line. Go. Because I'll tell you this much. I went go-karting the other day, and I always have this fear of going too fast, right? And these go-karts were pretty fast. And the ones last year I did go-kart. Once a year I do go-karts. I love go-karting. So last year I did these go-karts, right? They were kind of slow, and I felt safe. I was like, oh, okay, these are good. This year I thought they would have the same go-karts, but they kind of like upped the liters on the engine for this go-kart that I did a couple weeks ago. And at one point when I hit a hill and it went down so fast, I was like, oh shit, this is faster than I thought. And I literally felt my life flash in front of my face because it was going so fast. But you know what? When I went around the bend again and I came to the same area, that same hill, I let go. And I was like, oh, going fast actually feels good. Oh my God, this is so freeing. Face your hidden fears. Okay? Now, I'm not saying go jump out of a plane. If you want to, absolutely go for it. Want to go bungee jumping? Go. Try it. Try something that you've been fearful of. You've never been in a relationship? Never fell in love before? Try it. It might be fun. You're afraid of water? Go take some swimming lessons. Get in the water. Fear is only fearful the first time. Once you do it again, there's no fear anymore. Okay? I'm not saying go pet a snake, but then again, if you are scared of snakes, go touch a snake. A harmless one, you know what I mean? One that has no poison, like a garden snake or something. Or, I don't know, a friend's pet that's really docile. But what I'm saying is get over your fears, all right? Prepare for a new beginning. A lot of things may be ending for people who have Saturn in their 12th house, but it's okay because a new beginning is coming for you, all right? I think that's such a beautiful note to end this video on. We went from starting with your identity to prepare for a new beginning. You see how that ties in? Oh my God, I love this. It's like, it's so poetic in a sense. We started with the first house, your identity, right? Let's go back for a second. The first house is review who you are becoming. Stop shrinking. Don't rush your transformation. And we ended with, and quietly prepare for a new beginning. Wow. If this isn't poetic, oh my God. If this isn't a freaking K-drama, oh my God. It's like the second season of your life is starting, or whatever season you're on, this season will be better. Only if you quietly prepare for it and you let go of the things that no longer serve you. Okay? Guys, it's been good. It's been a while. But I love doing these videos for you because I love explaining, breaking it down for you so we can have these little moments happen where we realize, oh my God, that it was just so poetic. But also I love helping others out because there was a point in time in my life where I didn't have this information. I didn't know what was going on. And I was just walking around aimlessly like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I wish I had someone like me back then to guide me, to simplify things for me. So I hope I'm doing that for you because every time I do these videos or every time I reach out to you and I talk to you guys, I do it from a place where I wish someone would have done this for me. All right, so take it, run with it. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, thank you so much for listening. But I wish you the best. I wish you much love and blessings on this journey that's ahead of you. And I think you're going to do good. All right. I believe in you. I believe that it's going to be good. But now you have to believe in yourself. All right. I love you guys. Bye.